1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show.
Blood. You wouldn't look inside of us and see some kind of machine, except we could call the brain a machine, obviously, and it's totally incredible. So I wonder why some people, it said some people want to do this, some will do that, and for a balanced society, that kind of has got to happen. So it's like nature or evolution or whatever provides all the necessary components of that. Now, to look at one example of, shall we say, an extreme sport, and that is free diving. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's where you don't dive in as such. You're on a boat, and the object is to go down as far as you can on one breath. So you don't have any oxygen, anything like that at all. And I mean, this has been going on for many years, and different people have held the world record for this, for one breath. I mean, it's so dangerous that when they get right down to the bottom of the line that goes down with them, and they do have divers around them with oxygen in case they get in trouble or whatever, which they do sometimes, who can then try and get them back up. But this is a very dangerous thing, and when they get to that lowest point, their lungs apparently are kind of like walnuts. They've shrunk to that degree under the pressure of the water, and because you're not breathing, that it is a dangerous sport. And I think on average, so I read this week, 50 to 60 people a year die while they're doing free diving. So again, it kind of begs the question, what is it that gives the people this desire, this buzz, to put their lives so much on the line? Now, the current record holder is an Austrian guy. He's 56, and his name is Herbert Nisch. And he's been doing this for a long, long time. Now, in 2012, he broke the record, and that record still stands, although many people try to beat it. And he managed to go down 253 meters, which is 831 feet. Now, can you imagine that? If you think of a traditional football pitch is about 100 meters, 100 yards, whatever, 2.5 times that is how far this person went down on one breath. Now, the incredible thing is, when he got down there, because of the various factors that affect your body, he actually fell asleep. Now, that sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? He's got no mask, he's not breathing. Yeah. And he fell asleep. And this is a known hazard, so that's where the people step in to help him. And they brought him back up. He was holding his breath overall, even when he was asleep, apparently, for 9 minutes to do this world record. So that's quite a long period of time. On his way up, he got some decompression sickness, even though he wasn't breathing. And although the prognosis was he wouldn't be able to do much ever again physically, he overcame all that, and I believe still does free diving. But you can just see the risks involved are huge, so that 50, 60, say one person a week dies around the world doing free diving. And really my point is, what is it that turns people on to do these things, which are, so dangerous? It's one thing to do stuff like roller coasters or something that's not going to kill you. But I mean, there was another couple, an American woman and a Russian husband. She was Francis, he was Sergei, and Arsentev was their name. Anyway, back in, I think it was in 2009, they decided to climb Mount Everest. She was actually the first she was the first woman to climb Mount Everest, and they did it without oxygen.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang, with fun.
Oxygen. Now again, these days, when something's been done often enough, if you May is the time people climb Everest. That's the most favourable conditions, and you may have seen recently, and if you watch any kind of perhaps online, the lines, the queues on Everest of people. I mean, it's been so completely oversubscribed now, such that Nepal and the other where the Sherpas are, they don't quite know what to do. They try and limit the numbers, and obviously they do to some extent. But anyway, so this couple, I think, as I say, it was in 2009. Let me just check that. Yeah, 2009. They wanted to be the first couple to climb to the top without oxygen and then come back down. Now, if you think humans can breathe just about at 14,000 feet on those horrible aeroplane disaster films, or in fact it's true, if there's a decompression, a pilot has to get the plane down probably to 10,000 feet. But if you get below 14,000 feet, apparently you'll be able to breathe properly. And that's what happens if there is a problem. They bring the plane down quickly and the masks drop down. So above 14,000 feet, where the air is rarefied, we can't really breathe. So people climbing Everest, they take oxygen, the vast majority. Some have done it without oxygen, quite incredibly, but there's always the risk of altitude sickness, which is a killer. Anyway, this couple did it. She was the first woman to do it without oxygen, and they both were coming down, and they both were hit between the eyes with altitude sickness, and they died actually on the slopes. Now, I think his body sort of fell and disappeared. Her body was there for a few years afterwards, and I think she was called a sleeping beauty because other climbers each year were going past her. And indeed, there are lots of bodies, sad to say, on Mount Everest. It's almost like, they can't get them down. So you almost wonder, the people who died there, they were doing what they loved, and their bodies don't decompose either because of the cold conditions. Anyway, don't want to go into that, but you've got to say, why did that couple risk their life and actually lost their lives, their one chance at this incredible existence, by doing that? Now, going back to holding your breath, you probably don't know the answer to this, and I'm not going to ask you to do it. But how long do you think you could hold your breath for? What, just as a ballpark figure, how long do you think? You can try it later if you want.
Probably 90 seconds, I reckon.
Yeah, that's a good guess, because again, I've not tried it for years. I think I was at school when I last tried it, but they say between 30 and 90 seconds is what people can do. But of course, we have this breathing reflex, this involuntary reflex, because we have to breathe. And of course, if our brains are starved of oxygen they say for 4 minutes.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang.